Jesse the Body Ventura emerges to rip Trump and ICE apart. I know, right? I know. Guilty as charged. I don't like the whole central casting and actathon, you know. The Hollywood White House, or any of that. I don't. And yeah, I know. Guilty as charged. Jesse the Body Ventura. He's an ex-WWE wrestler and an actor, and you know, he was the cowboy soldier in the original Predator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, but he's also a legitimate frogman, the elite of the elites of the Navy SEALs. Not someone to fuck with. And he was governor of Minnesota against all odds. Did what he had to do and then left disgusted. I've watched him actually expose people as they flipped. I've watched him be with them and then not carry them to the end. He was with Donald Trump for a bit and then he's seen and he washed his hands of him. Why? Probably because he didn't want his own fucking water dirtied. He didn't want to muddy up his name being attached to that grub. He's seen something that well before a lot of people did. He's seen it before Porky Pig and the gay frogs. But that's all, folks. Alex Jones. Fucking get frogs gay. Right. He's been sued. He's been in and out of court. Like I've been watching Ventura from a distance for a long time with the show Conspiracy Theory. Got his ass booted out of America with it and had to go to Russia, to RT, Russian TV. Had to move to Mexico. Yeah, Jesse Ventura lives in Mexico. He says it's not that bad a place. Everywhere has their bad hotspots. I think I probably also get along with Ventura because we got something in common. Restless legs. It's restless legs, Colin. It's not ADD. I don't have attention deficit disorder because I can focus quite well for quite a long period of time. You might think that I flounder sometimes. No, you're just not keeping up. Okay? It's hard to keep up, I know. Big web. The big picture. Anyway. You don't get that through being a TikTok brain. You get that from not focusing on the dumb shit so long that it sucks you in. You just see it for what it is. Okay, pin that up there where it belongs. Move on.
The Republican Party is a domestic enemy to our Constitution.
The body is back. Jesse the Body Ventura, a former Navy SEAL, professional wrestler, and of course, former independent governor of Minnesota, has emerged after over a year of a break from the spotlight to rip apart Donald Trump, ICE, and the state of America. So I have 3 clips here to share and discuss. These are from Fox 9, a local news station in Minnesota. Here is the first clip.
We have a system here. It's called a Constitution. And we have a party, the Republicans, who don't seem to want to abide by the Constitution. January 6th is a prime example of that. And now they're all free and they're in charge. You know what? Maybe it's time for Jesse. I only did 1 term. I'm owed a second. I took an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I view after January 6th, the Republican Party is a domestic enemy to our Constitution. I can't get any bolder than that, can I? I just came here today to show my support as a graduate of Roosevelt and tell them how proud I was of what they did,
mate.
of keeping
why doesn't Donald Trump
see
you look like that? He's a
This is a place of learning, and you learn and you learn
He's
things
got the
like the
cauliflower ear.
Constitution. You learn about warrants. You learn about things of that nature. And what we're getting right now is violating all that, what kids are being taught.
Tailscale is wired on easy mode. Tailscale provides a managed control plane to simplify manage.
I think Jesse's message here about the Republican Party holds even.
Look at Jesse. He's a brawler. He's not scared to throw down. He ain't scared of nothing. And no, I don't think he for sale. He got into it with Hulk Hogan and walked away from WWE because Hogan was a bitch. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, you know, Donald Trump's mate.
More weight when you consider that this is a lifelong independent.
Snitched on him.
The first endorsement he ever made for a Democrat was in the last election for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz against Trump and...
Don't need to be listening to two voices at once. Yeah, that was a thing. That was a big thing, and it was a real thing. Jesse Ventura walked out of WWE after a big argument with Vince McMahon because Hollywood Hulk Hogan went in and snitched on him because they weren't getting paid right. Vince McMahon was ripping them all off, and Jesse Ventura wanted to start a union. He said, "But we're out there putting on a show so he can become a billionaire, and we're getting paid peanuts for ripping ourselves apart." But don't get me wrong, WWE's all it's fake, but it ain't. You only got to look at them. They put their bodies through hell to get themselves in that physique to be able to do that shit. Are they fake fights? Yeah. But if you or me jumped into there, we'd get messed up like that. I mean, when you got Ronda Rousey picking up Triple H across the shoulders, I seen her do it. She was wobbling and shaking, but man, you're putting your body through hell to be able to do it. You should be remunerated fairly for that, even if it is fake. Because people are making billions out of it. Anyway, let's go.
Vance. So here's somebody who is, at the time, a year and a bit ago, was very aware of the threat that Trump was, and clearly now as president is. Now, he references there the high school, so his former high school, Roosevelt High in Minneapolis, was targeted by ICE. So while the whole chaos around ICE murdering Renee Nicole Good was going on, this was also happening. So this got less attention because of obviously what happened to Renee Good, but ICE attacking students, tear gassing them, tackling a school official. So the quote here, the guy I'm telling him, like, please step off the school grounds, and this dude comes up and bumps into me and then tells me that I pushed him, and he's trying to push me, and he knocked me down. A school official told NPR News. They don't care. They're just animals. I've never seen people behave like this. And in the video that was shared, you can actually see ICE shooting tear gas into a group of high school students. This is how depraved these people are. There is no fixing this. Abolish ICE is the moderate position. Throwing them all in jail is the correct position.
Yep.
Here is the next clip from Jesse Ventura.
We're a third world country now.
The Banana Republic.
Why? I'm an expert. I've been to them. I spent 17 months in Southeast Asia while the draft dodger was playing golf. Right? You know how I know we're a third world country? Because in third world countries, they have the military doing their police work in the cities when you walk around. I was in the Philippines the day Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law and went under dictatorship. We went from nobody to a guy with a machine gun on every corner. That's what happens in a dictatorship. In comes the military. That's what's happening here. And people better wake up to it. You want to read something? Then read your history of Germany and start comparing the tactics of what happened in 1930s Germany and what's happening here.
He's of course right. And to bolster his point of living in a dictatorship, there are many, many, many examples of ICE. Here's just a few of people's experience with
Man,
them.
their parallels are fucking spot on.
Hey, you ain't I ain't supposed to smack him like that. The fuck is wrong with you? Hell no, man. I'm on my property. I ain't gotta listen to you. Hey, you ain't got a search warrant. You can't come over here, man. Hey, look, I got you on camera right now. I'm on my private property. Hold on, man.
Here's another one.
Get him!
Pointing his gun at unarmed protesters.
I'm going to pause this for a minute.
This one I covered.
I'm going to see if I can find it. There was a study done. On what would it take, a psychological study done on what would it take to get military to turn on their own people. What does it take? Importing a military from a foreign foreign country. I'm pretty sure that was the end result. It comes down to the monkey see, monkey do. How many percent of people does it take to cause a movement, to create a movement? I think it's 13% or more from memory. 1% does bugger all. 10% you're getting close. Once you get to like 13%, it becomes noticeable enough to make a noise where people will either fight against it or join it. Part of the human condition. It was years ago I watched that. I'm going to try and find it for you. This is what's going on. This is exactly what's going on. And we've got people like Bosie, who spent half his life in the United Arab Emirates, hanging around with Arabs. An absolute pig of a country who thinks that they're better than we are. They got a better life than we have, apparently. That's something that should be raising flags and alarm bells. Do not assume that their intentions are good.
We're in a video about a month ago where this 23-year-old mother was being chased by ICE down the street. This was only caught because the camera on her father's house.
Leave me alone!
No, you're the one making a stand.
We weren't even looking for you.
So over here. Right. So who are you looking for? This is a public area. Okay, but so I don't want to speak to you. Well, I don't want to talk to you either. You're the one talking to me.
Leave me alone.
Hispanic people against Hispanic, bro.
This is what you voted for.
Right. What's the difference? What's the difference between this footage you're seeing and the footage that you're getting showed on your talking head shows? This is raw, unfiltered. This is not. It's not a stage, right? It's not central casting. It's not a Bondi fucking shooting with all these people running around with professional cameras chasing a girl up the road, across the road, and then back down the same side of the road. He keeps looking over his shoulder to make sure the bloke with the camera's still behind her. If you go back to when that Bondi shooting happened, you'll find my video on that. The first video I saw was that, and I'm like, fuck off. Fuck off. That's not how people behave, running around all panicking while other people are walking around holding hands thinking, what the fuck's going on here? When there's shotguns and rifles going off? Clearly it was a show. Did anyone die? I'm still not convinced. If anyone did, I apologise for that statement, but I'm not convinced anyone died at Bondi.
All of the talk about people being the right wing always, Obama's going to bring in tyranny, Biden's going to bring in tyranny, Hillary Clinton's going to bring in tyranny, all these Democrats are going to bring in tyranny. You have federal agents patrolling the streets, harassing people. So here's another example. ICE Border Patrol agents once again threatened to illegally arrest a U.S. citizen for standing on a public sidewalk and filming them. Yes, really. In the video in Beaverton, Oregon, multiple agents swarm a man who is doing nothing more than observing and recording.
Just quickly. Hey, Jesus freaking Congress or whatever. When people are praying Okay, it's intent. Okay, it's all about intent. The people are praying to Jesus Christ. Jesus is a Roman name. There is no letter J, and there are no vowels in the Aramaic or Hebrew language. There are representations of vowels, but no letter J. There is no pronunciation for J. His name is Yahuwah or Yeshua. Yeshua. We're talking about a very advanced primitive language. Sounds like an oxymoron, I know, but it's where a letter means a word, and two letters put together means a sentence, and then swap them around and it means a paragraph. It is a very intricate, complex language. Sounds primitive, translates to extremely complex. A sentence in their language is like an entire chapter of a book to us in English. One day I'd love to get my head around it, but man, it is deep. It's a deep language. Just in the word Yahuwah is like half of Genesis 1 of the Bible. It explains the creation and everything just by his name. Why do you think they bastardised the name? You can claim to be praying to Jesus Christ. Who's Jesus Christ? Some Roman dude on a cross. Why was he on a cross? Why do you think that Yahuwah was nailed to a cross when crucifixions never started until 300 years later in Greece? He was hung up a pole. The law was nailed to a cross. Research that. You need to actually know what you're talking about to know what you're talking about, guys.
Public sidewalk, something that is 100% legal and protected by the First Amendment. An agent claims they know who he is and accuse him of driving erratically and being a danger to the public, which is rich coming from an agency with a long history of hitting people with vehicles, assaulting women and children, and accidentally, quote-unquote, firing or dropping loaded firearms. But even so, they are not police and cannot arrest someone for a traffic violation. Then the threats start.
Today, we have your plate number, driving erratically, very dangerous to the public.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Interfering with your operations.
Not
You
at
can
all.
be arrested
Not
under
at all.
18
Not
U.S.C.
doing that.
111.
Nope, not
We
at-
will
not
arrest
at-
you.
not if
You
you're
have
not
been
at-
interfering with our operations.
You were following us yesterday.
Numerous
Watch
times.
what you're doing, dude.
Numerous times you've been
Not
interfering
interfering.
with our operations.
Not interfering.
Yes, you are.
No, I am not.
If you
Never
continue,
got in front of you.
you will be in handcuffs. You will be arrested. You will be prosecuted.
U.S. Code 111. Get that through your head,
That's
dude.
a lot of numbers you just remember.
Yeah.
Good job. I'm not breaking the law and you fucking know it.
Yes, you are.
Not breaking the law and you fucking know it. Never got in front of everyone, never.
One more time and I'll put you in handcuffs.
Bro.
One more time.
Bro.
Keep it up.
Step the fuck off. you piece
No,
of shit.
no, I'll stand right here, pal.
Yeah, anyways, I may have had to cut that off there because of the ongoing F-bombs and threats, but I will link to that below the video. These people are completely unhinged.
No, I was going to say, that's exactly what I was
We can
thinking.
go on all day. There's someone else also
Non-compos mentis.
puts away their
Not of
their
sound
non-lethal
mind.
weapon. An ICE official puts away their non-lethal weapon to pull out a lethal one and point it at somebody, right to their face. And worth mentioning here, last year was ICE's deadliest year in 2 decades.
Non-comprehensible mentality.
32 people died in their
Not of
custody.
sound mind. Non-compos
And of
mentis.
course, we don't have the full stories of what happened there. And considering what we saw in video that happened to Renee Nicole Good and what they're claiming happened, even though we can see with our own eyes what happened, what do you think happened to those 32?
I took two things that I love, dancing and dogs, and I made them into a successful business.
Dogging and dance. Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
I'm Ronnie. I'm the owner of Ketato,
Sorry,
and I
what?
teach people all over the world.
I'll frack the bump brain.
Last video here from Jesse Ventura.
How dare. Minnesota, we'll take care of ourselves. We don't need federal troops coming in here without warrants.
Some people have said this undermines local law
It
enforcement.
undermines the entire Constitution. The military cannot be turned loose unless it's a national emergency. They're going to tell me this is a national emergency.
Message for Trump and or message for Governor Walz?
Who was that? You mean the draft dodging coward? I don't call him by name. He's the draft dodging coward who, when it was his time to serve his country, he did what all rich white boys did. I wasn't a rich white boy. I grew up in South Minneapolis. Most of me and all my friends are Vietnam veterans. We had to go. But the rich white boys never had to go, did they? And he didn't have to go,
Fortunate
did
son.
he? And yet he's going to tell me what courage is?
Are you supporting Governor Walz and Mayor
Ain't
Fry
no
the way they've been
fortunate
outspoken
one,
for?
no.
Absolutely.
It ain't me.
Good for them and good for these people that stood up. They're teaching their students something, that we are a country, that we have to be a country of law and a country of the Constitution. They're all forgetting about the Constitution of the United States of America. We don't even have it anymore. After January 6th, are you kidding me? And then they all get turned loose, and now they're in charge? I gave up on this country when this guy got... I haven't even watched the news since last November. I stumbled onto this, and now look what you've done to me.
Come back, Jesse.
Here
Come
I
back.
was leading a nice, quiet life, and now you've injected me back in here, and probably going to make me the governor of Minnesota again.
And you seem fired up and motivated.
Because somebody
He's fucking
needs
winning
to
a
clean
landslide
up
now.
what the Democrats and Republicans constantly wreck.
I hope Jesse Ventura gets back into politics.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if the Democratic Party leadership, people like Chuck
That'd be
Schumer
the
or
spanner
Hakeem
that's
Jeffries,
needed in the
had
works.
even an ounce of the kind of anger and energy that Jesse Ventura has here? This is the kind of leadership that people need. If you enjoyed this video, please...
Yeah, he brings a special kind of energy, that dude. I've always liked Jesse. I've always liked him. Look. He got me wound up now. Fuck. It's what we need. Someone that'll actually fight for the actual freedom, not their democracy. Stick your democracy up your fucking ass. See, when they say our democracy, they're talking about their own democracy, their right to vote on things that affect us. Their right for them to vote on things that affect us. It's all fucking political speak. Oh yeah, we got democracy. No, you don't. They do. You got dictatorship. Like it or not. You don't have an election, you have a selection. You have preference deals. You have backroom fucking shenanigans going on. Skullduggery. Usurpation. Subversion. Forging utterance. Fraud. Treason. They all fall under treason. They're not a federal offence. We was never enacted in Federation. So how can we have federal police? Only out of Canberra. Why do you think at the federal level they can't enforce anything, but they can funnel it down through the states and incentivise businesses to fire you if you don't get the jabs? Oh, we're not enforcing it. How many people locally went and sued the companies they worked for because they were forced to leave their jobs? I just walked. I'm not playing this fucking game, Darren Elphingston, you grub. Go back to fucking Philippines, where it is, Thailand, and fuck your little boys like you do. Yeah, mate. I've heard all about it. Your little boyfriends. Yeah, come back, Jesse. It's the world needs that breath of fresh air. We need that breath of fresh air. someone who knows what ugly looks like. Someone that's actually been thrown into the middle of ugly. Someone that asked to go back to Vietnam. He asked to go back to Vietnam. Why? Not because he wanted to be in Vietnam, because he's like, it was a political statement. In Vietnam, I can run around with a gun, I can drink, I can have sex with hookers and murder people. But back here in the United States, I can't drink alcohol and I can't vote until I'm 21. But at 18, I can go and murder people. Government sanctioned. Something wrong with that, isn't there? That was a political statement, and a very strong one at that.